Good afternoon, Bruin fans, and welcome to another edition of Something Bruin here with Coach Cook here in our third season, and we are at episode 10. Coach Cook, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Excited about senior night coming up, and our JV line down in a day or two. So we're excited about that.
Yes, with it being episode 10, as I keep track here of our episodes during the regular season, that means one thing. We're gearing up here for the last home game regular season, as you mentioned here, senior night, and just what goes into senior night and the what we have about 18 seniors.
Yes, we actually have 21.
21.
21.
Okay.
Very close to that number, which is pretty cool. But
Right.
this is that group that unfortunately transitioned to high school during the pandemic.
Right.
And each year we've been able to, add student athletes to this senior class. And all these young men have put in their time, regardless of whether it's year one for them or year four.
Right. Right. And the thing is I mean, looking outside today, I'm sure Coach Wright thought that it was baseball season here, not a cloud in the sky and upper 70s,
Right.
low 80s, not really football weather.
Right, spring weather, right? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's beautiful. You look at what we had to go through in August and July with the heat index. We're just as happy. We're enjoying this moment right here. But yeah, without a doubt, it's good weather. It's good football weather. It allows our boys to be able to move fast, run fast, and continue to get prepared for Friday night's matchup.
Yes, and our senior night opponent, Grassfield. I mean, before we started talking, or started taping, we shared how when we were at Western Branch, the big matchup was Deep Creek. Well, Grassfield here that opened up here in early 2000s. Took some of Deep Creek's players, but the Grizzlies here coming across coming across town. It should be a good atmosphere here to close out our home season.
Absolutely. It's going to be a pink out. Our guys are going to be excited about this game. The message earlier this week is play for each other. For our seniors, the best our underclassmen could do is leave it all on the field. We're excited. Had some good practices. The energy yesterday was electric during practice and at the end. And my message to them was, we got to make sure this translates to Friday nights, keeping that same juice, that same energy like we would coin it. And, we're excited. But, that's a culmination right there. You only get one senior opportunity in high school, for it to be recognized for your commitment and dedication, at least within the football program. So we're all excited about this Friday night's matchup.
Yeah, and the thing is if you are able to play 4 years at the varsity level for football, you're right off the bat, you're guaranteed, 40 regular season games.
Absolutely.
Well, this particular class with what happened here across our country here, the pandemic happened, and then the spring season, the which that was 6 games, so these seniors, when they started playing high school football, it wasn't normal circumstances.
Absolutely. And I'm thankful that it kind of leveled itself out towards the mid-junior year, if that makes sense. Or going into their junior year, recruitment kind of came back to balance, if that makes sense. And that's a credit to the college level, figuring it out, working the transfer portal on the needs versus the quantity of. And, those guys persevered. We're excited. I'm thankful for, the seniors that we have and the guys that have been in our program. And to have 20 plus being acknowledged on Friday night, to me, that's another good sign of retention within your program and what we're doing here at Western Branch.
Yes, and the thing is you've mentioned here with past episodes, about the phrase being adversity,
Yes.
playing for each other. I mean, the thing is, what's happened here in the 8 previous weeks. Don't worry about it because now it's time here to play. So, got two regular season games left that you talk about here, playoff atmosphere, and then part two of our schedule here, their Veterans Day weekend.
Yep, absolutely. So, that's the cool part. Right now we're in a decent spot, not where we need to be or where we've been traditionally, but our kids have an opportunity to, compete for postseason play, which will be a representation of 3 straight years that we've been able to compete in the playoffs. Ideally, we're still pushing for a winning record too.
Right.
We want to compete. Obviously, we have Grassfield right now. We have Oscar Smith to close out the regular season, but we're really laser focused on this Friday with the understanding of we control our own destiny.
Right. And the thing is even 2 years ago when we made it to the regional championship game, we were the 2 seed. Last year we were the number 4 seed. So, the thing is, playing Benedictine there early on, and hey fans, I don't know who's looked at BISAA, but in Division 1 and the number one team in the state is Benedictine. So we definitely had a tougher schedule here this
Yes,
year.
we did. Absolutely. Yeah,
Right.
but you know what? I'd rather have a tough schedule and get better than have a, for lack of better terms, cupcake schedule, and then you get bounced in the first round of the playoffs because you haven't had that challenge, if you will. Benedictine, Nansemond River, Kings Ford, even Mansfield upsetting Hampton. This is a really, really tough schedule that our young men had to, take on. And, I wouldn't change for the world because it really gave us and revealed a lot of things that we can either A, get better at, or B, continue to stay together and compete for. We got a young team. We've echoed that in our coaches' meetings. And, that's something I shared with you early, in August in our preview. Although we have guys that have had some meaningful reps a year ago, now to go 10 straight weeks and battle 10 straight weeks and have to fight to win a game or, compete to stay in one. It's a lot different, but our guys have gotten better. Their spirit is right where it needs to be, which is a blessing to have. Sometimes guys, this record, man, coaches are trying to figure out how you keep your team together. These young men come out every day, trying to get better. Coaching staff come out every day trying to get our guys, locked in, ready to roll and make them a better version of them from a week ago. So we definitely get our schedule that we had. And, our season isn't over. Grassfield is a pretty good team. Coach Joe Jones has done a good job over there trying to get those guys to continue to buy into what, his philosophy is. So we're excited about the upcoming matchups that we have and our postseason opportunity. But, yeah, what a schedule this year. What a schedule. And we have Benedictine one more time next year, and I believe we have Mansfield as well. So that'll be our 2 opening matchups. I've already started working on getting the scrimmages for next year. Right now, I get it, but if we could lock a team in and we could talk in the offseason about all the logistics, that's a whole lot better than going into your first matchup with only one scrimmage.
Yeah, and I mean, Coach Carr, who's a Western Branch
Yes.
alum, and I mean, he's definitely built a good program there at Indian River since he's gotten his first head coaching
Hmm.
assignment, and just a tough game there last week.
Absolutely. Hats off to Coach Carr, his staff, what they were able to do. Our kids, we told them, remember this moment, let it sink in in hopes that they understand the assignment moving forward, and not just Indian River, but all the things considered, what it takes to win those type of games, those big games, and, all those things considered. But Coach Carr did a good job, and, hats off to him and his staff.
Yes, and I mean, here with this Friday being a senior night, and I know that your oldest, graduated, 2 years ago, but now, this Friday, your second son there, Devin, here, one of the seniors here that's going to be honored come Friday night.
Yep, absolutely. Again, just they believed in my goal, vision, and path. I think they were in a good space up north in Stafford, Virginia. But without a doubt, they believed that there was something there. And it was something that they had to see, they saw firsthand. And I'm just proud of how they have been able to transition down, compete at a level in the classroom. I think Devin is graduating with over a 3.1 GPA. His core was a 3.1 GPA, I believe. And, for him to win in the classrooms, and we go back to how COVID really kind of shape shift academics, and what the importance of it was. It really threw a lot of kids a loop that freshman year, learning behind a device versus in person, and having hands-on material. But very happy for him. He'll be an early enrollee in Wake Forest, on his way to Wake Forest University. A week ago, he just got his acceptance letter as a student in the Wake Forest, so that was a big, small excitement for our family, and for him to not only be offered as a student athlete, but get accepted as an academic student as well. So very proud. But yeah, without a doubt, it's a lot of seniors. A lot of my boys are graduating. If I could get to that point, and just the relationships you build. I think I wrote this down Sunday, and just like my moment. At some point, footballs go in for a lot of guys, coaches, players, you name it. But the relationships you can build, not you build, but you can build, will outlast the game we love. We get 4 years, 8 years, maybe 12, depending on, high school, college, and pros. But at the end of the day, you can still extend a 38-year or 40-year relationship, 25, with someone just by checking in on them, making sure they're okay, and being a resource to them. So I'm thankful for the position I'm in. It's not easy, but I told you that a long time ago, right? I take the fame and the blame, man. But at the end of the day, I'll take it every time, as long as these young men are doing the right things in the community, in the classroom, and performing at their best level, high level on the field.
Well, and I know that an issue here on my schedule, I was unable to come to practice, for Tuesday talk, and
Yes.
hope to get that rescheduled. But to piggyback on what you were just saying, two guys that are part of your staff. Coach Jay and Coach Bright. Through my brother, Mike Ragsdale, met those two guys in 87, 88, and here we are, 2023, and we still get to stand on the sidelines,
Right.
there with them. And yeah, I know that everybody wants to win every game, and everybody wants to have a successful season. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a time where the cleats get hung up, and we definitely want to build the relationships there with these student
Right.
athletes and have them win at the game of life.
Absolutely. I believe things come full.
All right. So what we were talking about here is to bring up two examples, Coach Jay and Coach Bright. I know between both of us, definitely have known them forever. And here it is. I know when I moved here in '87, I met them through my brother. So with being a coach, you definitely want to teach the game, but then also you want to build the relationships to have these student athletes, win at the game of life. And you were talking about here with, going full circle.
Yeah, going full circle. I played for both of them.
Yeah.
And this is over 30 plus years of a relationship. We just talked about the short-lived high school career, college and pro career, but the longevity of a good relationship. And I just believe everything comes full circle. And when you do it the right way, those guys watch and they see it, and they want to be around that type of energy and atmosphere. And, both guys have been awesome in my opportunity here at Western Branch, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yes, and and I was telling Elizabeth the other day, her and I are going to go to the Hampton Roads Hall of Fame banquet there at Old Dominion on November the 8th.
Right.
And there's a certain football athlete, from Warwick, Michael Vick, that's going to be honored. But definitely you and Keith Brunell. I mean, just two of the Bruins, that are the same age, and even competitors of who you played against. Here in 2023, people are like, "Ooh, here's so and so," and it's like, "Hey, I battled on the gridiron against these guys when we were just in high school."
Right, absolutely. It's a lot. It's Hampton Roads for you. It's a rich tradition of talent. From the ocean front all the way to the peninsula, and going all the way to Williamsburg and wherever you want to stop. But the 757 area, Suffolk area, you name it, is loaded with talent. I think when we were in school, they call it the hotbed, right? Hotbed of talent, in the 75. But it's awesome to see these guys' careers be recognized. High school, college, or pro. I think last year, I don't think it's the same platform, but I believe D'Angelo Hall got recognized, for his athletic achievement. So it's awesome to see.
Right. And, and tomorrow, I appreciate you, being available to get this done today. But, tomorrow I'm going to be heading out 460 West and, watch Hokies play on Thursday night. And last time I was in the stands for a Thursday night Hokie game, Vince Hall was playing for the Hokies.
Absolutely. I mean, Coach Pryor got those guys playing well. They're playing good football over in Blacksburg. And I think, anytime you name that time frame, that 02, 03, 04 time frame through 07 and beyond, that's good football in Blacksburg. All I can hear is just, guys jumping around, inner Sandman, and, big time plays on Thursday night. So without a doubt, very happy for Coach Pryor, his staff, starting to turn that corner and get those guys playing a good brand of football. They've been tested by two good programs back-to-back the last 2 weeks. So it was good to see those guys, competing back at the ACC level.
Right. And, and then also with being a Virginia State alum, I mean, how cool is it? I know with following the football players, Bruin football players on social media, I know that there's been some kids here that have taken visits there, to Virginia State. So with being a coach and being an alum, and having some of your players go and take visits to where you were a student athlete.
Absolutely. It feels good. A lot of pride, to be able to have our guys get recruited to Virginia State University. Coach Chris Wilson recruits our area. He's done a phenomenal job building a relationship with me. He's played with Coach Delbridge, who's currently on our staff as a DB coach when Coach Delbridge was in college. But we got so many connections during his time playing football and at Virginia State and beyond. So it feels good. We're giving these kids opportunities. And I had Rico text me and just said, "Thanks for the opportunity, Coach." Regardless of where it goes, what it looked like, this kid just appreciates, having that experience, that exposure. But he is a recruitable athlete. He has the grades to get it done. And, we're going to do whatever we can to get these young men in school. Riley Higgins also enjoyed it. It's a beautiful campus. They've done a great job each year just developing that campus to one of the best in the state of Virginia at our D2 level, and it could rival some of the FCS and levels as well as D1 with the type of buildings and things that they have provided to our student athletes. But it's awesome. It's good to see. And, everybody's not a Power 5 group of 5 kid. but there's a school for somebody, and if we could give that young man that exposure, then we're doing our job.
Yeah, and I was about ready to share there on Monday. It's about ready to share the NFL picture there on their Facebook page. They had the Bears, starting quarterback, because the main guy's hurt.
Mhm.
But the guy that was the Bears starting quarterback, he's a rookie. He played he was a D2 quarterback. So to piggyback on kids, hey, there's a spot for you somewhere. I mean, hey, not everybody can go to the Power Five, and when it's an opportunity to play at the next level, where can you get on the field?
Yeah, because they'll find you. It used to bother me when I heard that in college. If you do your thing, the scouts will find you. But it's so true. It's so true. It's just a matter of putting in the work and definitely being consistent in what you want, what your goal is, your goal, your vision and path, and where you want to go. But I mean, there's guys from D3. Pierre Garcon, if I'm not wrong, from Mount Union. They'll find you. And we all know after the first day or two, everything else is FCS level or the best of the best. But obviously, first 2 days of the draft, they're getting the cream of the crop from the P5, G5s, and probably some top tier FCS guys. But after that, man, they're going to get those hard-nosed, hard-working guys that just want an opportunity to prove themselves. Absolutely.
And the thing is, I think it's got something to do with you just can't hide that Bruin pride. But I mean, making a comment to Sean Dixon. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
here's a kid that is battling here each week here to make the 53-man roster for the Jaguars, and I just commented saying, "Keep working hard, kid," and
yeah.
he liked it. I mean, I want to say, with not knowing him personally, it's because of this
It's
Bruin
the
pride,
brand.
and
Yeah, absolutely,
know,
absolutely. I share this with the kids. I've written this down to myself. I've said it to myself. Coach Black has echoed it quite a bit. Tough times don't last long. Tough people do. The guys that continue to stay in the fight, the guys that continue to work, keep their head down and keep grinding, like Deshaun Dixon, like our kids, like our staff. Tough times don't last long. Tough people do. And when you come out on the other side, you value it so much more. And that's the part that I've kept to myself as far as going through this process with our student athletes this season. But I'm so happy for Deshaun. He's a unselfish guy, right? He donated to our football program this season, which we're forever grateful for, and has been a huge supporter. So all we can do is continue to encourage, support, and watch his story every single week.
And the thing is I know here with the state of Virginia, I mean, so I'll be in Blacksburg on Thursday, and I was invited to go, 81 North and be there at JMU Old Dominion there on Saturday. But I got a breakfast meeting on Friday morning, and then I'll be heading back here on 460 East here. Forget JMU and ODU right now. I
Right.
gotta make it back for senior night here on Friday night.
Absolutely. That game is going to be electric, though.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to Elijah Surratt at JMU and Sean Asbury III. I had a great opportunity in Stafford to be able to be a part of their process, and watching both of those guys compete on Saturday nights is fun, and Saturdays. So it should be a good battle. And they're very close friends, too. So it should be a great battle watching those guys go head to head.
Yeah, and the thing is right before this, I interviewed Kurt Dudley, who play by play and involvement with JMU athletics. But before he went, to the Harrisonburg area, he said that he grew up 757 and was a Booker T alum.
There you
So
go.
hey, the thing is other people might have other careers when they become an adult further on in the state or somewhere else
Right.
in the country. But it's definitely awesome to hear when people talk about their upbringing
Yeah.
and being from, I guess it was the 80, it's
Yeah,
even
back then it was
before when we
804,
were
right?
growing
Yeah,
up.
yeah, 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 absolutely. I remember vividly,
Right.
804, and then all of a sudden it switched. If you were below Richmond, pretty much, that number was 757, and then obviously a little bit below and above was 804, but all good. Yep, I remember that time frame. That's when you had to dial one,
Right.
804, and then the number.
Right. Yeah. Hey, with Desmond being a William and Mary, I mean, and with technology, you guys probably just communicate through cell phones. But
Yeah,
when
FaceTime.
my brother, was at William and Mary, yes, we had to dial one, and then the area code.
That's crazy. Yes, yes, yes. So, but yeah, times have changed.
Right.
Times have changed. But yeah, all in all, it's good to see these guys. Our young men are settled in. It seems like at the college level right now. Shamik is popping up every now and again. Obviously,
Yes.
getting meaningful reps in his freshman year. So excited for him. William and Mary, those guys are continuing to work towards that CAA championship if it's still there. And Paul Billups, he'll send me something here or there every now and again. Just very pleased. CJ is starting to get himself mixed in the mix at University of Richmond. Jazari, it's so many guys that are just, at the next level, and that's what it's about. Getting those guys an opportunity to extend their academic and athletic career while still growing. And just pleased with all of them. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, and Aiden Lorsong. I mean, another senior. I mean, when I was doing some umpiring, and he was 7, 8, 9 years old. Umpired him here with rec baseball, travel
Right.
baseball. But then when he got into middle school, or definitely eighth or ninth grade, he moved on to football, and
Yeah.
just awesome to see that kid grow up and improve, each and every week there with his football talents.
Absolutely. He's been a blessing to us. I'm forever thankful for him. Big 6'2.5" kid showed up 4 years ago and said, I'm going to play football. And, just so pleased with him. He's on track to make a decision pretty soon,
Okay.
as to where he wants to go and continue his academic, athletic endeavors. And, we're being patient in the process and allowing him to be able to process that and make sure it's the right decision.
Yeah, and the thing is with the senior class, and with what happened, not only in our area but across the country. Yes, when things were opening back up, kids showing
Yes,
up, not really in the routine, but hey, coach, I want to play football.
absolutely. And most of those guys will take a kid with raw talent because they're
Right.
not set in their ways versus a kid that's already ready and probably got a few flaws that they don't want to correct or fix. So we're thankful for all the guys, regardless of when their timeline was to start being a part of this program. They've all made a tremendous impact. I could say that 100%. But yeah, we're excited. Ironically, Aiden has two offers, D1 offers, for one from Norfolk State and one from Morgan State, and they both play each other this Saturday at
Okay.
Norfolk State.
Yeah.
Morgan State, we are at West Branch High School, and thanks to Chesapeake Public Schools, we're hosting them to allow them to do their walkthrough Friday. It's a closed walkthrough, but they're going to do it here at West Branch High School.
Oh, okay. All right.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool. Absolutely.
That's cool. And the thing is at the that's another point that, hey, we're here about relationships. It's
Yes.
not just college, high school. It's hey, what can we do for you,
Yep.
and the relationships that we build.
Absolutely. 100%. I'm in agreement with you.
Yeah, well, hey, Rashad, I know that we're doing this a day before. I know with with timeout, out of practice, but I know that JV goes out to Grassfield there tomorrow night. And thanks for your time, and go Bruins. And I'll shoot you a text when I have a good ETA, when I'll be back home there on Friday. But I plan on being back being on campus probably somewhere about 5:30 here to get ready there for pregame
Okay.
festivities.
Okay. So that sounds good. I'll be in touch with you. Definitely. I appreciate your time. Bruin Nation, continue to support these young men. And thank you, Rags, for this platform.
Sure, no problem. And real quick, let's see. I think the first high school that gave something there to Bubba's 33
Yes.
is Bruin football. So I think they're about ready to open up the doors to the public, right?
Absolutely. I think this weekend is a solid, opening, a soft opening. And then, there it is. It's there. And like I said, the number 9 card jersey is in that facility. So
Right.
it's the right guy. It's the right guy. So we're excited that our brand, our helmet, our logo, all things considered, Western Branch will be represented in Bubba's 33. And heard it's good food.
Nice.
Real
Yes. Yeah, and and I would like to give a shout out here. I know that field hockey has a home playoff match. Volleyball, golf already had their postseason. So definitely give a shout out here to all Bruins fall student athletes
Yes.
here that are at the point of their regular season closing and their postseason getting ready
Absolutely.
to go.
Big shout out. Big shout out.
But
Absolutely.
all right, Rashad. Well, hey, I'll let you get back to practice and go Bruins and see you there Friday.
Absolutely. Go Bruins.
All right.